Hey guys, it's Meg. I am here this week with a new video for you. Today is going to be our standard tarot reading, so if you guys want to get a message from the cards, please come on in, have a seat. We'll get started in a moment. I do have a couple of quick housekeeping things to go through with you, but first and foremostly, I do want to give a bit of an explanation about what happened with me last week. I had made a social post about the fact that I was going to be taking some time off, and that did happen. That did happen for a couple of reasons. First and foremostly, I needed to do kind of a little bit of self-care for myself. It's not that I wasn't feeling particularly bad, it just wasn't a good set of timing on my part because I had a friend come in from out of town. It was kind of last minute. Didn't know what was happening, but I got a phone call from my friend and said, "Hey, I'm in town. Let's get together." Yes, I don't get to see this friend very often anymore, so we hung out. It was great. It was a party. We had a grand old time, right? But with all of that, it kind of hitched up my schedule a little bit. So I decided that I was just going to take the time off. I took some time off of my socials, which also meant that I didn't necessarily post on my blog. If you want to see that, there is a link in the description. We'll get to that though. I just needed some time off. I took the time off. I'm back. I'm here. I have a post for you. This is going to be fun. So, we will get to the cards in a moment. Before we do, though, if you like what you see in the video, please go ahead and click the like, subscribe, and the bell buttons. That way you can stay in the loop when I post new work. But it also lets me know that you like the content I'm making for you and you want to see more. Secondly, I've included a list of my social media contacts. I've included a list of the decks I'm using for this reading, as well as the timestamps, and I do have some show notes that I want to share with you for this reading as well. So check all of that's in the description, so check it out. And you know what? I'm also open to feedback and questions and comments and things like that. So, let me know. Let me know. Let me know. I'm open to the conversation. Please keep it civil. Civil and constructive criticism is always welcomed, but I should say I do block and report. So if there's something particularly heinous or threatening, I will take care of that as I see fit to. So there is that. Yeah, I hope you guys are doing okay. I hope you guys have been hanging in there. It's felt like there's a lot of energy going around right now that's a little bit, it's been a little much. I don't know about you guys, but it's genuinely been a little much for me. It feels like there's this sense of unknowns and unfamiliar. It's unfamiliar. Whatever's going on, it feels unfamiliar and it feels strange. And I kind of wanna tap into that because I think there might be some messages, and of course, you already know I'm a tarot reader. I'm going to use my cards to try and figure out what that is. Okay. Also, if you guys are new here, hi, how are you? Thank you for being here. I am going to start with some oracle readings, and then we're going to go into our tarot to try and get a whole picture of what's going on. First and foremostly, though, let's try and focus our energy here. Let's try and get let's try and focus our energy. So, like I said, there is the sense of the unknown and the unfamiliar coming through, and it might have us feeling like we're not sure of what's going on. In fact, there might be some emotions that are coloring the reality that you're looking at right now. okay? Trust yourself, okay? Trust yourself right now. Follow your guts, follow your intuition, and know that, you know, your emotions, that's your energy in motion, okay? Follow that, okay? The best I can say is follow that right now, because what's happening for you isn't, it's not happening to you. This issue isn't happening to you, it is happening for you, okay? You are, whether you realize it or not, it feels like it's moving us into, specifically you, this reading isn't about me, it feels like it's moving you into a period of heightened creativity and heightened creativity, a sense of ease, and ease, health, awareness, a lot of connection with your spirit and your soul, but also this is your chance, like I said a bit ago, this is your chance to really trust yourself and know that you are safe and you are protected, okay? Another thing that I kind of got the feeling of is that there are some of you who feel like you might be lacking, and lacking in whatever that is, money, energy, just general sense of inadequacy. And this is where I say your emotions might be coloring your reality. You're never lacking, okay? You're never lacking, but you also are being advised to take the time to address the reasons why you feel that way, okay? Don't want to bypass the fact that you're feeling it. You're feeling inadequate. That's real to you, okay? It's real to you. All right. The other thing that I kept getting is, you know what, it is okay to fail. Whatever it is you tried, it's okay to fail, because what isn't working is a sign to make a change. Okay. You again, trust yourself. You're gonna know what that is. Okay. All right. So now that I've rambled on a little bit long, let's get into our cards based off our focus energy. Let's see what we need to see. Okay, let's see what we need to see. We're going to start with our oracles, and then as usual, move into our tarot. Let's go. Okay, so first and foremost, we're going to start with the thorn. It says boundaries and clear communication. Okay, so there's the thorn. Okay, there's the thorn. Okay, we have the Lady of the Lake, which is perfect. Let me tell you why. It says new beginnings and something is about to happen. Ooh, new beginnings. Okay, all right. Something's about to happen. Okay. Lady of the Lake. We have the Star Brothers, which represents Horus energy, protection, loyalty, safety, and trust. Okay. Love this. Okay. Alrighty. And we have Keepers of the Earth. You are not alone. Ancient ancestors stand beside you. Yeah. Okay. This is. I love this reading. I love this because there's a lot of change. Like I said, there is a lot of change going around, and you might be looking at the way that you have set up your boundaries. Let me say that again. You might be looking at the way you set up your boundaries and the reasons why you had to put them up in the first place. I'm getting the sense that some of you have have let energy and have let energy into your space that isn't good for you. I don't want to say it's necessarily toxic, but it isn't serving you in some way. And like I said a bit ago in the focus energy, this is where a little bit, this is where the sense of inadequacy and potential failure have come in. Okay. Um, this is what's signaling you to make the change. Okay. There's a change you need to make because potentially your boundaries are not clear, they're not firm. Okay. And whatever you've let into your space isn't working for you. Okay. That's hard. That's hard. It's hard because I think you've made it such that this is familiar. This is this is easier for you than trying to move on from whatever this is. Okay. It's still not feeling good though. Still not feeling good. Okay. Um, you're on the cusp. Okay. You're right on the cusp of a new beginning. Okay. You're standing on the bank of this body of water, beach, river, lake, stream, whatever this is. There's a body of water in front of you. I'm getting Six of Swords energy. If you know the tarot, Six of Swords is a transition. Okay, I always read that as a transition. I'm not guaranteeing we're going to get that, but let's talk about it here because there is a transition that you're needing to make here. Okay, and something is about to happen. Something really good and big and special is about to happen. Okay. What you need to know and what you need to carry with you right now is you're not alone. Okay. Number one, you're not alone. You've never been alone. You never will be alone. You haven't been alone in the past. Okay. But on top of that, you are safe. Okay. You absolutely are safe. Okay. Again, I don't want you to deny the fact that you are experiencing discomfort. Okay. One thing that I didn't bring up in the focus energy that I think might be relevant here is that maybe something in your living situation or your family situation is going to change. That could be part of what's causing discomfort. But either way, the main point that you need to understand is that you're safe, you're protected, you're not alone. You're being signaled to make a change, as discomforting and disquieting as it is, but it's for you. Okay? It's for you, it's not to you. As long as you trust yourself and stay objective. It's hard. Again, not easy. I'm making this sound easy. It's not. It isn't. Something big is going to happen. Something I think pretty well and truly amazing is going to happen. Okay. Let's see what we need to see from our tarot. Okay. Let's see what we need to see. Okay. Let's see what we need to see. Okay. Ooh, spicy deck. Okay. Spicy deck here. All right. Show me what you got. All right. Oh, guys. Yes. I need to be careful. I'm filming this very early in the morning, but Six of Swords. What was I saying a bit ago? Transition, movement forward, going for that bright horizons. I'm gonna cry. I'm gonna cry, bestie. I'm gonna cry. Movement forward, going for the brighter horizon and the broader shore. I don't even know what to say right now. Six of Swords. I'm also shaking the camera, which I'm sorry to you guys. Six of Swords. Yeah, something's transitioning, something's moving, something really important and big and special is about to happen. I can't believe we got that. I can believe we got that though. We're supposed to see this. We're definitely supposed to see this. You have the Six of Swords. You have the Six of Swords. We have the Hermit. Okay. And we have the Ace of Wands. Okay. Okay. So yeah, like I said, we are moving. We are making a transition. We're going across that body of water. Okay. And we're leaving behind something, again, leaving behind something that isn't serving, that isn't good, that is so unbelievably toxic and bad for us. Okay. We're getting the signal that we got to do this. As unsafe and as uncomfortable as we are right now, this is happening. Okay. Take this as confirmation that this is happening. This is happening. Okay. This is happening. Okay. Because you've mastered this part of your journey. Okay. You know who you are. You know where you've been. You know, maybe not where you're going, but you know that where you're headed is far better than where you are. Okay. And that doesn't mean don't be grateful and appreciative of where you are. But also, like I said, like I keep saying, please acknowledge that there is something where you are that isn't serving you anymore. Okay. Again, I'm never here to tell you to bypass your issues because that's not good. Okay. That's denial. Okay. But in this period of time, you have mastered and you have gained a lot of information and a lot of important skills during this part of your journey. And now that it's changing, like I feel like I've said this before, you're experiencing a heightened sense of creativity and passion and inspiration. I've something about there's a dam breaking loose somewhere. Excuse me. Yeah, there's a dam breaking loose somewhere. And it feels like there's going to be an influx of emotion, of creative energy, of inspiration, of there's just a lot of new energy coming in here. Yeah, there's a lot of new energy coming in here. It's just there's the need to remove the toxic energy right now. It doesn't feel good. No, it doesn't feel good. I get it. But it's got to happen because there's good things on the horizon. Okay, there's good things on the horizon, and you're going for it. Okay, you're going for it. I can't believe we got the Six of Swords again. Yes, I can though. Yes, I can. I love it. I love it when things like that happen. You guys have no idea. Love the synchronicity in this. Okay. Oh my god, that's cool. Let's see what else we gotta see. Message ain't over yet. Let's see what we gotta see. Alright. Okay. Ooh, we've got the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Got the Nine of Pentacles. Okay. Nine of Pentacles. Three of Cups. Oh, that's interesting. Three of Cups. Okay. Got the Three of Cups. Okay. And we have Death. Okay. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it here. First and foremostly, Actually, let's start with card for death here. This does not mean a physical death, okay? In my view, this does not mean a physical death. This is simply a change in energy, all right? And I think we probably could figure out that that's what's happening, okay? The energy is changing, okay? The energy is changing, and we're not alone with that change. I want to highlight the fact that we're not alone with this change because we have the Three of Cups. And what's special to me about this card is that this is the support system around you. This is, being present and enjoying the small pleasures that you've worked hard to bring into your life. Okay, we do have the Nine of Pentacles here, Nine of Coins. So you put some work into this portion of your journey. You put some work into mastering this point or this part of your journey. Okay. While some of it has been on your own kind of thing, like doing the self-reflection, the shadow work, doing what you need to do to create a safe space for yourself. Okay. You've had support. Okay, whether you recognize it or not, you've had support. Okay, and it may have been a quiet support, it may have been kind of background support. The point is that you've had it. Okay, you've had the support, you've had the love and care and understanding, partly because you've chosen to give that to yourself. Okay, but in part because people are seeing you're working hard and it's paying off. Okay, the Nine of Pentacles is a payoff of your efforts. Okay, put it in context here. You've had the Eight of Pentacles is like, yeah, I'm putting in the work. The Ten of Pentacles is like the payoff, right? In the middle here is the fact that what the seeds you planted are now bearing fruit. Okay, seeds you planted are now bearing fruit, and you have people cheering you on to continue tending and caring for those things. Okay. Again, though, something not quite in place. The screws aren't quite as tight as they could be. Okay, there's some toxicities and some negativity coming in. Again, this change is bringing up emotions that are coloring your reality in a way that isn't necessarily true. And it's because things are switching up and changing. Okay. Again, like I said, don't bypass the discomfort. Don't deny yourself the right to feel that. But know that you're safe and you're not alone. Okay. What else do we need to see? What else do we need to see? Okay. What else do we need to see? Okay. What else do we need to see? Okay. Okay. So we're going to start with the Eight of Wands. We're seeing the Eight of Wands. Okay. Eight of Wands. Okay, we've got Eight of Wands. Got the Emperor. Oh, yeah. Got the Emperor. Okay, there's the Emperor. Okay, and we have the Eight of Cups. There's the Eight of Cups. Yeah, I mean, a lot of emotion attached with this. A lot of emotion, I'm going to say a lot of emotion here. I'm going to say a lot of emotion here because we've had such a time of getting ourselves. No, let's look at the Eight of Cups. We've had such a time of getting ourselves to a point where we can move on, okay? Where we can move on, where we can go forward with, where we can go forward in feeling like we've settled our business in where we are, okay? Well, you'll notice, what I want you to notice here is that there's a cup in the way that these are lined up. There's a cup missing. There's a gap. There should be 4 up here, right? There's only 3. This isn't the 9 of cups, obviously. But the point to this is that the subject of this card isn't looking at the gap. It isn't looking at the cups. It isn't looking at what they don't have, okay? Because it seems there's already a lot of emotion attached with this issue, with this change, okay? And instead of being disappointed, okay, instead of being hurt, instead of wallowing in the hurt, it's now about figuring out how I'm going to turn this issue around and how this is going to work in my favor, okay? It might not. Like I said, failure is an opportunity to make a change, and it's not happening to you, it's happening for you, okay? But ultimately, you've chosen to move on. You've chosen to move on, okay? You've chosen to move on such that, I think I have 2 options here. You've chosen to move on, okay? And either because you've had a lot of information come in quickly, okay? A lot of revelations about your situation might have happened, they might have come in quickly, or because you've chosen to move on from this situation, there will be a lot of information coming in quickly here, and my advice in both cases here is to pay attention. Really pay attention, okay? Because you'll be getting a lot of information, you'll be getting a lot of information, getting a lot of important facts, okay? If you're into numerology, I would look up the number 8, okay? Look up the number 8, definitely the number 6, okay? Because again, that's, to me, that feels like an important number to you, but also number 8 might be important to you as well. I'm going to bring up the Emperor here because we have the message of, pay attention. You are moving on, so you're making space for new information and new energy, new information is coming in here, okay? Advice on that, please pay attention right now. Pay attention and know that you are in authority of this situation too, okay? Because while all of this feels strange and chaotic, it's not totally out of your control, okay? It's not totally out of your control. Said way back in the beginning, as far as I remember here, trust yourself. Okay, this is the message of trust yourself. Follow your arrow. It's okay. Okay. Follow your arrow. Trust yourself. Let's see what else we need to see. Okay. What else do we need to see? Really quick, while I'm shuffling this particular deck, this deck depicts exposed organs and bone. If that's going to bother you, I do apologize. I should have mentioned this in the beginning, but we are leading into our bonus reading. If you'd like to skip over that, it is timestamped in the description. So this part, view it your discretion. Okay. Actually, I am going to read the hidden and clarifying energy. So if you want to skip over to those instead, again, timestamps, description. Let's go. Okay. Let's see what else we need to see. Okay. What else do we need to see? Okay. What else do we need to see? Okay. So let's look at the 10 of coins. 10 of coins. Okay. 10 of coins. Okay. We have the Knight of Rods. In this case, this is the Knight of Wands. Okay. Knight of Rods, Knight of Wands. Okay. And we have the King of Coins. Oh, bestie, here's the thing, okay? Here's the thing. You know who you are. You know who you are. You have it in here, okay? Whether you know it or not, you have it in here, okay? And what you need to be aware of is the fact that you are bringing a lot of joy, a lot of power and passion to this issue, okay? You already know what you're worth, you know what your value is, okay? Maybe you might need to sit and do some reflecting on those facts, okay? You know this already. I think, and it's okay to question that, especially at this time, because things don't look familiar. Things don't feel right anymore, okay? Essentially what I'm trying to say is your level of comfort has changed, okay? And that may have you questioning who you are, what your worth is, what value you bring to your situation, okay? It's okay. It's okay. I think this is where I'm getting the feeling of inadequacy and lack. It doesn't feel true. It doesn't feel right. Okay, it doesn't feel right to say, oh, well, I don't have A, B, and C. Well, but you're you, right? You don't have everyone else's A, B, and C. You have your A, B, and C. Okay, you have your A, B, and C to the point that you're abundant. You are abundant. You have what you need. Okay, you already do. Okay, and it's okay to feel the need to move on, to transition, to go on an adventure, right? Find something that enhances what you already have. Okay, that's okay. Okay, I think this period, again, this period is happening for you, not to you. Okay, and part of the thing that it's working for is, especially in your case, is to help you understand that you're enough, right? You are enough. You don't need me telling you this. Okay, you don't even need cards telling you that. Okay, you're enough. You're worthy. Okay, in fact, there's an energy here. There's a part of the energy here that is telling me you are so worthy. You are so much. You are enough. Okay, you're enough, and you have what it takes to put into action what you're inspired by, to put into action what you feel creatively called to. Okay, you are enough. You are not inadequate. There might be someone, now here's the thing, there might be someone in the back telling you, hey, no, you don't have what it takes. Let me just pull you back by your belt loops. Get off, let me go, right? Here's why I'm saying that, okay? You have what it takes. You have what it takes. You're not, I feel compelled to say you're not done yet, okay? You're not done yet, okay? In fact, I want to see what's hidden. underneath all of this energy, all the focus energy, all of the main energy here. Why are we seeing what we're seeing? What's hidden? What's hidden about this message? Okay, what's going on? Okay, got the King of Swords for to start off our hidden energy, and the King of Swords. Okay, the King of Swords. Excuse me, and the King of Swords. We have the Seven of Wands. Here's where it picked up on that. We have the Seven of Wands. Okay, Seven of Wands. Okay, we have the Ten of Coins again. Okay, we have the Ten of Coins. Okay, and we have the Seven of Swords. Okay, you know what I'm feeling like? We're tapping into the thing that's toxic, the thing that has been a source of conflict in your the thing that's been the source of conflict in your situation. Okay, because we have the Seven of Wands and the Seven of Blades. Here's another number that you might want to look up in terms of numerology, would be the number 7. Okay, there's been, let's start with the Seven of Swords. There's been some things behind the scenes that haven't been clear to you until now. Okay, here's our source of conflict, because you kind of, I feel like for some of you, you either really didn't know what those things were outright, or you had a sense of what they could be, and you didn't really necessarily want to face it. That's okay. That's okay, because this feels wrong. This feels more what's the word? This feels monumental is the word I'm going to say here. It feels bigger than what you might have thought you were able to handle. Maybe that resonates. Okay. But yeah, there's stuff going on behind the scenes that you didn't know about, that you weren't aware of. They're either becoming clear, or you already have the sense that something's a little bit thrown. Okay, to the point that I think the Seven of Swords energy is coming from people who really don't like the fact that you're leveling up. Okay, getting here, because look at where you are versus where these people are. Okay, you know, like I said a bit ago, there's someone here that's kind of trying to hold you back by your belt loop and not really let you go. Gross. That feels wrong. That feels wrong, right? You know that you're standing in your right. You're standing where you are because you've worked for that position. Okay, you've worked for that position, but you've also acknowledged your authority. Yeah, you've acknowledged your authority to think for yourself, to feel what you feel, to move forward in a way that sustains you and makes you feel whole. Okay. Interesting that we have swords and we have wands here, which leads me to think that, and wands being the more prominent suit between the two here, leads me to think that you're finally accepting the fact that you're your own person. Okay, you are your own person, and that you have the right to stand with that authority. Okay, and I think you're working on reframing your mindset about your situation. Okay, again, reframing your mindset in the situation, so that it leads you towards feeling adequate for yourself, not for anybody else, for yourself. Okay? I hope that's making sense. Okay? Let me give you some context for this card. So the Ten of Coins to me is obviously all about the abundance, and the ability to take care of yourself and others. Okay? Others, those people being your support system, the people that have helped you through whatever difficulties you face, through the good times, the bad, the people who are there for you in the thick as much as the thin. Okay? All of that to say, and to wrap up the hidden energy here, you've worked on reframing your sense of self so that you feel adequate and abundant for yourself. Okay? Okay. That's our hidden energy. Let's see some clarifying energy here. What's broad scope? Let's summarize what's going on. Okay. Okay. Well, okay. Got the Ten of Swords. Okay. Got the Ten of Swords. Okay. There's our clarifying energy. We're starting with the Ten of Swords to the Ace of Swords. Okay. Okay. Here's our Ace of Swords. Okay. Ace of Swords. Okay. And Ten of Cups. Yeah, I think you deserve that. Ten of Cups. Okay, we've got the Ten of Cups. Okay. And we have the Knight of Blades or the Knight of Swords. Okay. Yeah, after all of this, okay, after the hard work of reframing your mindset about who you are, okay, you've come to a place where you recognize what isn't serving you, what's hurting you, what's causing you pain, okay, you've come to this place, okay, and because swords are associated with the element of air, but they also have the element of the mental and the intellectual attached with it. So I think there has been some intrusive thoughts, negative thought patterns that have kept you from really taking off, from really moving forward. I think these things have been triggered by outside sources, because remember we have that is 7, 6, 7, yeah, 7 of Wands here. So something in your something triggered this Ten of Swords energy because of an outside source. Okay, it's not fun, kind of icky. Ew, don't like that. Not about it here. But you've worked really hard. You have worked really hard to switch, kind of switch off the intrusive thoughts. I don't think they're totally gone, okay, because there's still echoes of it, but it's not as prominent, okay? It isn't as prominent, and you took action on making those changes. Kind of gross, weird, uncomfortable. It's okay. It's okay. Let yourself feel that, okay? Let yourself feel those things. Because if you remember what I said all the way back at the beginning here, you're on the cusp of something fresh, of something new, of something so beautifully good, okay? You have a clearer mind about the situation, okay? So much clearer of mind. You are there. You are very much there, okay? And The most beautiful aspect about this is that the Ten of Cups, this is the emotional overflow. This is the happiness. This is maybe not smooth sailing. Okay, there's still going to be challenges to face. There's still going to be things to do. Okay, but you can. This I'm going to read this in context of the reading here. I'm going to say that this is your acknowledgement and understanding of the fact that you can. You can, you will. Maybe there's an aspect of this that said you must do this. If that's the case, this must energy, this need to do this is coming from a place where you're preserving the things you've built. Okay? You're preserving the things you've built so far. Yes, they're changing. Yes, there might be rearrangements. Okay? But this, I don't want to say this is the end goal, but this is certainly something that it feels better. This part of it feels so much better. Okay? It feels a lot better. Okay? Feels a lot better. I'm also feeling compelled to say, don't forget the journey you've been on. Once you arrive here, okay, don't forget the things you've learned on your way there. Okay, yeah. I hope that makes sense. Let's get into our bonus reading and see what we need to see for that. Yeah, I hope the main part of this reading was helpful and resonant for you. I'm really excited that Six of Swords worked. Oh my god. Again, love the synchronicity of that. But let's see what we need to see for our bonus reading. Okay? Okay. So, number 1, we have the crowning. This is for a bonus oracle. But we have the crowning, which says initiation, thresholds, and rebirth. Okay. Is the crowning. Okay. We have the Isle of Avalon, which represents healing, returning to wholeness, and transformation. Okay. That's pretty. This one's from the Healing Waters Oracle. And again, it's credited in the description, so check it out if you'd like. Okay, Isle of Avalon, we have Forge, Don't Follow, which says pave a new path and be the leader you wish you had. Okay. Okay. All right, that was Forge, Don't Follow. And we have the Inner Temple, which represents devotion and tuning into the portal of your heart. Okay. Okay. So, yeah, I think there's, for me, what stands out is that there is, well, yeah, there's this dual need to not only get in touch with yourself, because you're being asked to be a leader in your own life, okay? But you're also, and you're still also on the cusp of a new, something new, something energetically powerful is happening to you, okay? And I'm getting here with the crowning, okay? Yeah, you're on the cusp of something energetically different and new, okay? And what you need to remember, and this is going to reinforce the main reading here, is that you're enough as you are. You're worthy of this part of your journey, okay? You're worthy of this part of your journey, and you are a leader in your own right. You don't have to try and replicate someone who did it before. Okay, that's not what you're here for. That's not what you're here for. You're here to start and to find your own path. Okay. Also, I'm not going to dig up the card here, but you have the Hermit from the main reading, so that's reinforcing this card here. Okay. Don't forget to take care of yourself. Don't forget to pause. Okay, pause occasionally. Rest. It's okay. It's okay to rest. All right, and you should be doing that anyway. Because in your moments of stillness, you're going to find the information you need to move forward, but also make sure that your lantern's intact. Okay, again, going back to the Hermit. That's okay. I'm gonna let that simmer. Excuse me. I'm gonna let that simmer. But we're gonna move on to our bonus tarot and see what we need to see. Heck yeah. Heck yeah, we got the Queen of Pentacles. Okay, there's our Queen of Pentacles. Okay. Queen of Pentacles. Okay. We have the Three of Swords. Okay. We got the Three of Swords. Okay. Three of Swords. You have the Knight of Wands. I feel like this is a repeat card. Let me know. Let me know in the comments if you catch that. I think this is a repeat card here. Okay, Knight of Wands. Finally, though, we have the Queen of Cups. In this case, Queen of Elixirs. So here's the deal, though. Here's the deal. You need to nurture yourself. Nurture your emotions. Nurture your creativity. Okay? There's a balance. Here's the thing. You need to strike a balance between your emotions, letting your emotions run away with you right now. What am I trying to say here? You're being asked specifically with this to strike a balance between being so rigid that you can't feel your feelings and then being completely emotionally dysregulated. Let me tell you why I say that. Okay. Pentacles are associated with the element of earth. Okay. Cups are associated with the element of water. Okay. So you have, especially with these two cards, I get the sense of movement, of wanting to move, of wanting to just go, but feeling like you have to, basically what I'm trying to say is take it slow. Okay, we got there. Take it slow. Okay, take it slow, because also on top of that, the queens to me are like the maternal energies of each of their suits. So here we have someone, maybe a feminine energy, maybe a female. Okay, not ascribing any gender or energetic signature to the cards here. Excuse me, but this is an energy who is deeply attached to how they feel. Okay, it could be just very sensory driven individual to begin with, but specifically their emotions are right here for them. Okay, this is someone who is very practical and grounded and rooted, and yes, they feel what they feel, but they're not gonna let it. They're not gonna let their emotions run away with them. This is why I say best to try and strike a balance. Okay. best to try and strike a balance here, because you have the Three of Swords, which just fucking ouch. Whatever this situation is, it's painful from all sides, right? Nah, not it. Not it. This is uncomfortable. This is really uncomfortable, right? You also have the Knight of Wands. You're feeling your feels. You are feeling your feels, right? Oh, it hurts. It hurts, and it's to the point that you're being asked very clearly to do something about this. No, no, your impulse is to just be irrational, be impulsive, do something. I think do something to hurt the person that hurt you. Okay. Again, being impulsive and just doing something in the heat of the moment, it's not going to serve you well. It's not going to serve you. In fact, I think it might be making the situation feel a lot worse, because you know that you can't really do that. This is why I'm saying strike the balance between your emotions and your practicality. Okay. Because something in the way you're thinking about the situation right now is causing you to feel a lot of emotions and feel them strongly all at once. Okay. Please be careful. Trust yourself. Trust that you know what you're going to do to remedy this situation. And yeah, let's see where it goes from here. Okay. That I'm going to call the reading done from here, guys. Thank you for being patient with me. I know it's been a bit of a gap in posting, but I'm back. I'm back. I'm glad I could give you this reading, and I hope it resonated with you. Let me know. I will be back next week with a new video, but until then, guys, I love you lots. Stay safe. I'll see you very soon, everybody. Bye, guys.